Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. Have you ever had those days where the alarm clock goes off, you hit the snooze, then when you finally get up, you're sitting on the side of the bed and you're thinking, I think I'll just go back to bed. I don't want to deal with what the day might bring. I don't feel like messing with that. I think I'll just crawl back up underneath the covers and get comfortable and not even face the day. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has days like that. And today was like that. The alarm went off and I reset it for another 30 minutes and I laid there and I got an appointment delivery. If I miss it, then I got to make another appointment. And I got to think, well, I better get up and get going. But truthfully, I don't feel like going today. I just soon sit here and look out the window, listen to the radio, maybe read a book and watch the day go by. But what keeps us from doing stuff like that? What drives us to go ahead and put our feet on the floor, stand up, get dressed, and face what the day's going to bring? I have no answer for that question. It's one that puzzles me. But sometimes I think it's one of those, you just keep going on because you don't know any better. That's all you've ever been taught, was each day's going to bring its troubles, but you just get up and you keep pressing on, praying for a better day, hoping that things will get better. But for myself, I tend to dig into the scriptures on days like that, look for verses that are more encouraging, talk about God's strength and how He will lead us through whatever the day brings. And I found a few this morning I want to share with you in Deuteronomy, the 31st chapter. I'm going to read two verses. It's where, excuse me, verse 1, it says, "So Moses went up and spoke these words to all of Israel. And he said to them, I am 120 years old today. I am no longer able to come and go, and the Lord has said to me, you shall not cross the Jordan." This is where Israelites are getting ready to cross the Jordan, and Moses wasn't allowed to do that. But he's telling the Israelites, don't be afraid, because God has placed Joshua in control, and he will lead you. But two verses I want to look at, Moses speaks about the strength and the courage that they need to have going forward. In verse 6 it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or tremble at them, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you." Then Moses called to Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, "Be strong and courageous, for you shall go with this people into the land which the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall give it to them as an inheritance." Verse 8, "The Lord is the one who goes ahead of you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed." So God's going to lead these people in the Jordan. Moses don't get to go, but Moses is telling them, be strong. God's going to lead you. Just be courageous and trust in the Lord. And that's what we need to do on days like I'm having today, where I just don't feel like going. So I'm trusting more today in the Father to lead me and take care of me, because basically I really don't want to do anything today. I have to go unload and reload, and then hopefully they'll get me going towards the house. Didn't realize Monday was a holiday. I found that out yesterday. Monday to me was just another day. But I want to share another verse with you in Psalms, the 59th chapter. It says, verse 16, "But as for me, I shall sing of your strength. Yes, I shall joyfully sing of your loving kindness in the morning. For you have been my stronghold and a refuge in the day of my distress. O my strength, I will sing praise to you. For God is my stronghold, the God who shows me loving kindness. So, like I said earlier, I tend to dig more into the scriptures when I'm having days like today, to look for verses of encouragement, to look and see, just like what I found in Deuteronomy, where Moses isn't going to get to go in the promised land, but Joshua is going to lead them on, and he's telling the Israelites, have faith in Joshua. He's who God has chosen. He's going to lead you, and just be courageous and follow him. And then Psalm 16, it's kind of like what I've been saying for myself. I look inward. I look at what God can do for me for today's when I'm not feeling like doing anything, but yet I know I need to do something. So I want to share one more passage with you, and this is Paul, and he had a thorn or something in his side, and he's talking to God, and he's asking God to take it away from him. We've all had something that's gnawed at us. Get a pebble in your shoe and try and walk on it all day. Every step you take, it just feels like a knife driving through your foot. And that's kind of like when we have those days like this morning where I'm not wanting to do anything, when we sit on the side of the bed and just think, why? Why is it worth it? Why do I need to continue on? But what he tells Paul here in the 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, he says, and he has said to me, my grace is significant for you, for power is perfected in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weakness, so that the power of Christ may dwell in me. Therefore, I will content with weakness, with insults, with distress, with persecutions, with difficulties, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, I am strong. One thing I've noticed on days like today when I don't really feel like doing anything, when I get up and I get going, it ends up being a pretty good day, and I end up having a better day than I was expecting. I know I'd have a better day than if I had just rolled over and went back to bed. But hopefully these verses this morning help you in your struggle if you're sitting on the side of the bed this morning thinking, why? Maybe the question should be, why not? Because we just read in Corinthians, therefore I am well content with weakness, with insults, with distress, persecutions, and difficulties. For when I am weak, Christ is strong. So, in other words, when we deny ourselves, Christ stands out stronger in us. So, if you're having one of those days, get up, put one foot in front of the other, and go about your business today. But lean on him. Lean on him more today than normal, and see how your day doesn't turn out better than if you'd have just rolled over and went back to sleep.